Hi and welcome to another Tabitha's Glass Emporium YouTube video. I was asked to make a piece, or a couple of pieces even, for my daughter's dance school raffle. And I thought it would be really lovely to make a dancer in glass. And I thought, oh wow, I can turn it into a YouTube video and show you guys how I made this fantastic dancer in glass. She has a dichroic top. We've used our landscape lines as her skirt and some dichroic also. And today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful dancer. So the first thing I do when I'm thinking about a project like this is to find some inspiration. It's going to be much easier if I find a picture on the internet that I can just use as a template and take it into Word and then cut it the right size. And you'll find you'll look through things and we're looking for something like that, but we want more of a dancer. Sometimes the hands can look a bit odd, so that one, I know it's a child's drawing, but the hands look very strange. We wanted something with the head was separate, so that we had the head and the body as a separate thing. Miller and I will look together and have a look. So this one is lovely, but the head is with the arm, which is going to make it harder for us. We want a definite limb separation to make it. Again, I love the movement in it, but this is going to be a harder shape for us to imagine. And in the end, we found this image. Oh, yeah, we found this image. We found this image. And you can just, when you find an image you like, if you right click on it and you can copy the image and then you can bring it over into Word and you can paste it. Now we then use in Photoshop and get it to exactly the size you want. But if you don't have Photoshop, I literally will print it once. If that's too big, I will make it a little bit smaller and print it again until I've got one the size I want. So once I've got that, I will then take it and I will I will literally use this to trace round to get the image on glass, and then I will cut it on the Taurus Saw. Now when you're doing little images like this on a Taurus Saw, thin things, go really slowly, and I'll show you how I'm cutting it now. So here is the image cut out of the glass, the body of it. We want to draw some little shoes, some little dance shoes on. The shoe in the image was she was turned away in a very beautiful dance pose, but actually we've sort of given her a little bit of a foot, so this one's pointed. So we're just going to put those on with enamel and then we'll start building up the skirt. So we're now going to paint the shoes on and the face. I got a very thin paintbrush from the model aeroplane section of a hobby store, which actually is really good for small detailed work. So we'll get these painted on and then move on from there. So here is the piece of glass. I've cut this to the size of the frame. I have also wanted to be standing kind of in an elliptical circle. Now I'm looking at, just at the moment, making sure I'm getting her lined up. So this is a copy of it. Now I need her in the middle, and I want the sort of skirt and everything, her to be in the middle of the frame. And I'm also trying to make sure the frame is, the piece of glass is straight. So I think that's pretty good. Sort of, you can use a finger or whatever it is, a pair of tweezers, and I can say, okay, she's that far from the edge of this side. So, she's pretty much that far from the edge of this side. I'm going to move it over a tiny bit, make sure it's straight. So now I want her to be standing in a pool of kind of light. So I went onto the online and I said elliptical circles, found one I just like the shape of and cut it out, and then so I can use it as a stencil. Now I'm putting white opal glass down. I want quite a thick layer, not too thick. But sort of enough that it's going to be clearly to be seen, but not too thick. I've gone a bit thick on the other side, but hopefully you can even it out a bit. So that is pretty good. I'll just get the last little bit in the sieve. And pick that up carefully. I had a bit of a doodly there, that's pretty good. Now I've got my dancer. Now I've already stuck her top on, and I'm going to kind of line her up with the dancer on the glass behind. So there she is in her light, and now I'm going to start adding the bits to the skirt.
Call me when you're free and we can start our own party. So let's go live it up like it's 1999. My kind of party, no drinking, just conversations and thinking. I like to know.
So here it is, ready to go in the kiln. We've added some hands because I felt that it needed it, and an eye. And we'll put her in and see how she is when she comes out. So here this is out of the kiln. Now I've decided I kind of want to add a bit more to the skirt. I'm a bit disappointed this piece of dichroic slipped off, and I just feel it's quite empty. So we also kind of thought we'd put this on clear, because we like the showing the back side, but oh my god, she's naked! So we will now put a piece of paper in the frame behind, because otherwise we have a slightly like, woohoo, naked lady. Slightly tempted to draw some, a bottom on her, and some side boobage, and it could be slightly naughty at the back. But as it's for a piece for a charity raffle, I think that maybe that's not appropriate this time. So we will put some, we're going to just maybe see whether we can find a piece of paper with maybe curtains or something on it, so that she could be kind of on stage. And we're just going to do a bit more to the skirt and put it back in for one more firing, and maybe a little bit more on the slippers as well. They look really good. Of course, the pinks do tend to burn out quite badly on if you're not careful on the sort of venting you need to do to help keep reds in. So that's probably why that burnt off. Also, we mixed, and we haven't really mixed before. I'm not an expert in enamels. There are amazing people out there who are, but I'm not. But at least you kind of get the feeling of the ballet slippers now, which really work. We might add a bit on the sides, just to sort of try and have it. You can see that it is there on the sides, but it's kind of just to add a little bit more to it. So it really looks like it's a pair of ballet slippers. So we're going to do that, and then we'll put it back in the kiln for another firing. So here it is out of the kiln and in the frame. We put this little curtains at the background we just found online, and I think that really works really nicely, so that it's not clear at the back and showing her bare bottom. I really like this piece. I hope it will do well in the raffle for our local Dance Queens group. You'll see that the pink also again burnt out. I am not good enough with enamels to know why. I think you have to vent at a certain level, but I'm sure if you really want red shoes, you'll have to just do a bit of research. There's some amazing people out there with enamels. I'm not one of them. Do a course on enamels. That'd be a great thing to do. So, here it is. I hope you've enjoyed this YouTube video. Please remember you can get all our products at tabitha'sglassemporium.com, and we will see you next time.
Living in a hazy world.